This misconception, I'm going to explain to you how it affects my emotional well-being. And it's important that I defend the full story behind my relationship with him, not just the surface level assumption that people have about this situation. Okay. Um, it bothers me. And I think I just explained why it bothers me. It only bothers me because I take marriage and kids so seriously. And I understand other people do not. I take it seriously. So when he was saying to me, like, I trusted him a lot. So when he was saying to me, oh, that last situation was over, and I noticed that he didn't have kids from his previous marriage, and I knew that it would be important having a child with him because of where we both stood in our lives. This is what I was believing. So you have to understand my thought process during that time and how important it was to me, because I was going through fertility issues and I could have had a child with someone that genuinely loved me. And that was very important to me, for me to have a child with someone I was married to and loved. So when my son came earlier, I was like, oh my God, thank God I'm having a baby by somebody that loved me. This is immediately what I was thinking. I think it's so dope. I'm not having a baby just by some random dude walking down the street. I'm having a baby by somebody I live with, I love, I trust, somebody I sit here and do my laundry with, someone who is like literally my best friend at this point. I'm building a best friendship with the man that I'm dating, and we're about to have a baby. That was dope to me. So that's where I was emotionally. And I think a lot of other people look at my situation and they automatically assume, oh, that must have been a fling. Oh, they were only dating for 3 months. She shouldn't be taking it that serious. No, we put a lot of time and energy into our relationship. So it's not like I was only seeing him off of a whim sometimes. There was a lot of time and energy put into it. So I'm just surprised at the end of the day that all of the energy and time and talks and spending quality time together and conversations that we had boiled down to us suddenly being the way that we are right now. That is blowing my mind to this day, because I always thought that he was going to be a great father, whether we was together or not. I really thought that. So um, I think that people tend to view any relationship that doesn't meet their standards or their expectations as temporary or less serious. And that's unfair to other people's situations, because what you require in your relationship in order to be loved and supported and respected is very different from somebody else's. You understand what I'm saying? It's very, like everybody has something different that they require. And because I don't spread myself so thin amongst a whole bunch of different men and a whole bunch of other different people, contrary to what people believe, my experience with my son's father is very much an isolated incident, to where before I even started dating him, I had been celibate for a while. And I think I dated a close friend of mine for a handful of months before I dated my son's father. So I had separated myself from other men and put myself in a place of celibacy before I even got to my son's father. Okay, that's why when we start talking about me being celibate for 8 years now, the reason why it's always been so easy for me to do it is because I've spent majority of my adult life celibate. I was in the swingers lifestyle for 2 years, and after that, I was like, like, I don't know, like I ain't never, I don't know if I could do polyamory. It's just too much. Anyway, but the whole, oh, let's keep the pregnancy a secret from everybody. It wasn't this malicious thing to where we were sneaking around, what I mean, on some bullshit trying to hide it from people. It was, let's make it a surprise for everybody else. Okay. And instead of him keeping that secret, he went and told everybody else. So when people get on my case about sharing my side of the story, or sharing my story in full, you have to understand he had already shared his story before we even got to this point. Because all I said on social media, this the first time I remember telling everybody I was going to be by myself. That's all I said. I didn't tell anybody why we broke up. I just told everybody he just left, and that was it. And then he decided to get on social media and just post our text messages, talk shit, again, go do interviews, do all this shit. So then in response, I began talking about it. And ever since then, I haven't been able to shut up about it. And I won't shut up about it. You know why? Because I was publicly humiliated by this man. Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. You guys don't understand the emotional impact lies can have on someone's mental health, and what it does to us when we as women are sitting here pregnant, thinking we're about to marry someone, and then they humiliate us publicly for the world to see. And especially when you're a content creator and everybody's watching everything that you do, and you got all these dreams and goals to be something, and then an asshole comes along and just decides to destroy all of that selfishly. It just does a different impact on you. And I remember telling like my counselor recently, I was talking about how, and I think I said this in a live stream before, telling my story is like part of the healing process, right? And it's me teaching other women how to empower themselves and get their power back, right? And to control the narrative. You get to control your story. You don't have to sit back and respond to it the way other people tell you to respond to it, or when people try to call you bitter or say something negative or do all that. Fuck them. Okay? Fuck their negative. Fuck them. Handle the shit the way that you want to handle the shit. You understand what I'm saying? Do it. Right? For me, specifically, for me, healing was me sharing how I felt, how it was affecting me, my thoughts, my feelings, my audience. And false narratives are going to happen. People are going to share their fan fictional shit all of the time because that's what people do. You know what I mean? But there's nothing better than hearing some shit straight from the horse's mouth. Yeah, there's still going to be people that misconstrue it. Yeah, there's still going to be people that perceive it in a way that they want to perceive it, but that's not your business. What's your business is sharing the message and allowing the message to get to whoever it needs to get to. That's all it is. Okay? So when other women are watching me and I'm leading by example and I'm teaching them how to open up about their emotions, open up about their thoughts in a healthy way so they can move forward and be better women. That's what I sit here and do every time I share my story. And a lot of people don't understand that. They just see a Black woman bitching and complaining. Talk about her deadbeat ass baby daddy. You know what I'm saying? Because some people just have negative respect of reality. While people jump to conclusions, the reality is always much more complex and nuanced than the gossip they heard. And this is what I'm trying to explain to everyone. Okay? When you tell your story, there are going to be people that want to misconstrue it. There are going to be people who want to perceive you negatively, regardless to what you're saying. Your message ain't for them. Your message is who it's for, because who needs to hear it and who needs it will accept it and will run with it and do whatever it is that they need to do and learn from the lessons you learned. The whole purpose of the conversations surrounding all of this is about the lessons that I learned. And what helped me become a better woman. What were the things that I needed to do to become better and be better? People will make assumptions about your life, but they can never control the truth of a situation, period. As long as you live in your truth and your authenticity and do what you need to do to keep pushing forward, that's all you need to focus on. Now, it's important to set boundaries, and correcting the record is necessary sometimes, but you have to also learn to let some things go and focus on your own peace instead of defending against every single lie. Because I can't sit here and address everything. Some shit, just fuck it. Some shit, I'm just going to let y'all think whatever. You know what I mean? But that's part of me. But when I allow rumors to spread, because there's times I've allowed rumors to spread and they spread so far that it got ridiculous, like the whole me committing suicide thing. When I let that shit spread and I ain't address that shit and I just logged off the internet, what? Do you know how far that shit went? I did not know it was going to go that far. I thought I thought I was going to log off the internet and I was like, I'll be back. I come back 6 months later and whatever. I was in no position to be sitting there addressing a rumor about me committing suicide for the 1500th time, because I had been doing it over and over and over for years at that point. So by then it was just you know what? I'm not saying shit. I'm just gonna log off the internet because these people getting on my nerves. I need a whole break. I was like, I gotta work on my mental health because I'm not gonna let these motherfuckers drive me crazy. And I got off the internet for 6 months. And when I came back, everybody was like, "You fake your death. You fake your death." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like everybody know what the fuck I'm at. If they my friends, like if they close to me, they know what the fuck I'm at. But people from like a distance, they ain't know what the fuck is going on. But you have to share your experiences of having to constantly combat misinformation and how you grown from that. And that's why I'm sharing this, because I'm showing you I have had to constantly combat misinformation and rumors my entire life. It's been something that has walked with me throughout this whole shit. Okay. And I'm sharing how I've grown from that. And honestly, what I feel like, and I hope this is it. I hope that by me sharing the stories I have been sharing over the years about my life, that it's done is make me a better storyteller, because I want to be the type of person to where when I do content and I'm sharing a story, whether it's my story or somebody else's story, it can pull somebody in emotionally and it's entertaining and it's, a valuable lesson and it inspires people and it helps other people improve as well. That's been my goal. So I hope just with me sharing these stories about me and my experiences is making more people want to like listen and share their own stuff. I don't know. I just feel like the combination of personal storytelling and myth busting and empowerment and all of that holds attention and sparks conversation and engagement in videos. And that's what I want to do. So I personally feel like this has actually been kind of dope for me to do. But I just decided I wanted to share the real reasons behind my son's father's absence, and it has nothing to do with whether or not my pregnancy was secret or whether our relationship was trivial or anything that the trolls have to say in my comment section or in my chats. Hey, beautiful people. I'm coming to y'all from the heart today because my son Justice needs some extra love and support. As many of you know, he's on the autism spectrum, and I'm doing everything I can to give him the care he deserves. That means funding his evaluations, his therapy, his sensory tools, and the help of his amazing special care nurse, Luciana, who is a real MVP. Plus, I'm working on moving us into a new home so he can have a stable, sensory-friendly space where he can truly thrive. If you feel it in your heart to help, you can donate via Cash App at $for Every dollar goes straight to making his life better. And if you can't donate, no worries. Just like, share, and subscribe to keep these videos moving and help me earn more from YouTube. Every click, every comment, and every share is a blessing. I love y'all so much. Thank you for sharing. And thank you for riding with us on this journey. Have vision and stay focused. Bye.